Hi, you guys. My name is Dr. Cheryl Meyer, and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening. And I just cried my eyes out with one of my friends. I don't want to identify the person because I want them to have privacy, But I want already for us to learn, And this was going through my head the other day anyway, because I was listening to Eckhart Tolle, because he always brings me back to the present. And that's what my class is on and everything that I've taught. I have a class as a psychologist, a knowledge class, a master class, whatever you want to call it, called Awakening Your Intuition Using the Power of Now. But anyway, I was listening to him and it really struck me. He said, sometimes we mix up pleasure for pain, pain for pleasure. When you're in your egotism and you don't realize it because it's subtle, you sometimes think that the approach you're taking is going to bring you more pleasure, but it's really you're avoiding pain and you're taking a quick fix. And so your brain gets confused about what is actually going to be pleasurable for you in the long run and what's actually going to bring a lot more pain in your life, which was what my friend was having to go through. And just love that person, and just wish all the healing and everything in the world. And so but it's like, sometimes when we face these things, it breaks you open, and I love that. I love that, not that I wish that on myself or anyone, but I love the opportunity to be real and sincere and honest and in the moment and, not fake. And anyway, I'm in Greece right now. I don't think anyone's going to end up following me here, so I can say I'm on the island of Patmos. It's a long ways to get here. It took me a long time. Usually I don't say where I am, but until afterwards. So I'm putting a video together for us to see these beautiful places and share. I like sharing my experiences with you. Because I'm surprised by the beautiful moments that I get to experience as I keep living by where my intuition, and with prayer, with divine guidance, because I believe they're all connected, where I'm being led, until I'm homeless. But I won't be homeless. I'm not going to be homeless. I just, sometimes would say that because it just feels like, every time you're risking to do the high path, the wild path, the live with passion and not in a box path, it feels like it's like go broke, like you're going for broke. Like, I won't say the other saying, something to the wall. But anyway, so let me talk a little bit about when we confuse a pleasure for pain, So sometimes we tell ourselves, I have to be strong, and that means I can't be vulnerable, but it's really strong to be vulnerable, or I have to be, quote, strong, and so I don't ask for help. But really, it's not being strong. It's stronger sometimes to ask for help. But you see, if we're admitting we have some kind of, quote, deficiency or some kind of you know, something is weak in us, then we repeat. We feel like what we did in childhood. Like when we reached out in childhood, sometimes we got rejected. And so we imagine if we reach out again as an adult, it takes us right back to that feeling. And it seems like, what if we're rejected again? And we remember how painful it was. Even if we don't remember consciously, we felt it as a child. And sometimes we're so sensitive as children, you know? And so we think we're being strong by pretending we're all this other stuff when, you know, really there's stuff going on, and we can get help, you know. We're not always in a helpless stage. We're just, sometimes there's someone that's been through that, you know, is sincere and kind and knowledgeable and loving, you know, and they're not like our parents were when we were little. I'm not saying our parents are like that now or blaming them. I'm just saying sometimes they weren't so conscious back then. They were stuck in their own pain or whatever. So they weren't present. And so we felt rejected and we took it personally, like there was something wrong with us. And so we don't reach out. And I'm just like, look, if there is a God, and I believe there is one, but you don't have to believe that, but there's a loving creator, but we don't know that, you know, we project onto God what we experience as a child. And so like we have access to all of the grace and powers of heaven, you know, and sometimes we don't even do that. We don't even stop and go, hey, divine love, God, creator, source from which I am and I came from, whatever you call it, you know, God, all that is good and loving. I ask for grace in this moment. I ask for help. I ask for guidance. I ask for wisdom. I ask for peace in the middle of this chaos, or in the middle of this sadness or this rejection or this, you know, me shutting everybody out. Oh my gosh. The song that was coming to me the other day, 2 days ago, I think I was on the airplane. I was going to sing this song in the bathroom at the airplane because it was so intense in me. I bet it would have helped if I had done it earlier. Now I see. It's one of Elliot's songs called Walk Down Alameda. And it's like, I'll have to sing it. Maybe I'll sing it after this. I don't know, I have like the cracky voice from crying with my friend. I never understood so much. When Christ said, he said, weep with those who weep, you know, I got to cry with my friend, and that's what was needed in that moment. And that's what was real in that moment. Not that we always have to be crying, but when someone's sincerely facing a true grief, you know, you get to be with them, and it's an honor. You don't even know where I am. Like right now, I'm in a hotel room, and my friend who's passed away, whose birthday is like 10 days from now, was in this room before, you know, when I met him, a different friend. It's just like a family friend. He felt like family from the moment I met him. And I was walking this path today in Patmos, and it's when I first met him, as we were walking this path arm in arm, you know, and like here I am, they assigned me to this room, and I know he was down in this room because it's called the Zeus room. Just like him to have the Zeus room. But anyway, I won't go on for too much longer, but when you see how it's a shortcut for someone to go, oh, I'm going to pretend like I'm strong because I feel like I might be rejected if I am sincere and ask for help. Or I'm sincere and I'm vulnerable with someone, I'm real. Trustworthy people, not just toxic people. Like, I don't recommend being vulnerable with them, but it's hard to know sometimes when we're like that. We think that the safe people aren't safe, and we go to unsafe people and, get our hearts broken again, and I don't recommend that. You don't have to do that. If you go in the quiet, you can know within yourself. But like another one is like going to any addictions, going to our quick fixes, because we think what we want is numbing from the pain, but it's like you're just this close to getting to the other side of that pain. If you just say no to the addiction, and you just do this day, you build up I like showing my arms now. You build up the strength. That's how I made my arms, is every day I just kept doing yoga and I was like, I don't care what the results are going to be. I'm just going to keep doing it because I committed to doing this. And so anyway, that's how you can make good choices. But if you are thinking, I want to run away from a pain, but then you're ending up alienating, pushing away people that love you because you keep running to your addictions or your things that numb you. Well, those things that numb you keep you from connecting with other people that want to love you, Like, there are people that want to love you, and there's a divine, not just a divine, that wants to love you and wants you to know and experience love. But if we keep thinking we're not going to experience it and it's just going to be like my childhood, then we keep running from it, and we keep running to things that numb us, and then they make us numb to love, and we don't recognize, we don't have the eyes to see when someone truly loves us and sincerely loves us. And we get in the energy, if you want to call it the energy, the pattern. Look at it like a pattern. The pattern of going to something that's just going to give us a quick high. And then what does that attract to us? It attracts to us other people that are also just going for the quick high. And then we get hurt because those people use us and we use them. And sometimes we don't call it that. But this is what happens. If you keep using a substance, then you're in that pattern. And it doesn't mean you're stuck in that pattern, but it means you're in that pattern of using things like an object to just give yourself a quick fix. And this is what a lot of addictions, and I understand like pornography to do that, and even people can do this with religious stuff. They can keep trying to get some kind of religious or spiritual high because they're trying to avoid a pain as well. And so it doesn't have to be just like, it's not pick on certain addictions. People are getting high right now on pretending like they're super righteous and protecting the world by doing certain things, and other people are bad for doing other things. And I'm not going to say what those are because it doesn't matter. It's just a tool that some people are using to divide us, and we're not meant to be divided. We have such power to love each other and be loving, starting with being loving to this person in the mirror, to yourself, by going, maybe I'm worth more than a quick fix. Maybe I'm worth more than trying to avoid my pain by going to a quick high, which leads me with a weak muscle. It's not building this muscle of taking the high and noble path. It's building the muscle of just taking what feels good in the moment. And what feels good in the moment may be using yourself and using other people and using substances. And it's not about staying in shame. You know, I'm not ever talking about that. It's about asking yourself, what if there's more? What if there's more? What if I can invite divine love, aka God, the creator, or whatever, to help me through this moment and to give me wisdom and guidance and know who to ask for what help from, and how I can begin in this moment to stop confusing pain and pleasure. And yes, it might be immediately painful. It was so painful for me. I can't even explain how painful it was for me to let go of a person or other people, things in my life. But one person I'm in particular thinking, I just had to walk away from, because it was just toxic for me. It was a one way thing, It was like I can't be one way in a relationship. That's not a relationship. That's not a ship. That's a sinking ship, And so it was really painful, because it's kind of like repeating childhood. You feel like you're leaving your own parent that loves you. You're leaving someone that you felt so close to. But it was like, it was really painful in the moment, and then it was painful the next day, and painful the next day, and then it got less and less painful, and I felt more and more love and dignity and respect for myself, because I deserve more than scraps, and you deserve more than scraps, and you never have to go back for scraps, and you never have to beg for someone to be present in your life, or to wake up, or see the real you, or value the real you, or appreciate, or you change. You be the change you wish to see in this world, because you are choosing to value yourself in that moment by choosing, no, I don't accept scraps, and I don't settle for less, and I can have high standards. And that's so funny, because I just found a quote today by Bishop Olds, this guy, I think he's like 80, maybe 70 or something. He looks like he's like 50, but he roller skates with his wife, or he just roller skates. He is so chill and so awesome on the roller skates. Someone showed me him on Instagram, and then he put a post today that it was the first in my feed, because I don't search through. I post, but I don't go through usually. And it said something like, enjoy being alone with yourself until everybody catches up to that, or something like that. Like, be in the good vibes of honoring yourself, And it's true. That's what's playing out right now. Like, that's what you're worth. You're always worth that. You never get your worth from some external person that's not getting it. You start getting it by taking the high road and the noble path, and offering yourself that, and knowing if it's painful, ask God to be with you in the pain. It's like the footprints in the sand. Look that up if you don't know what that is, if you want to know. Anyway, I wish you so much love, and I'm so glad to show up here for you in this moment, wherever you are. Share this with other people if you think that it's going to be loving for them. Much love.